It's a very good day today. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this forum, which entitled "Is Manglish a Language?" Alright, so without wasting any time, myself, Fatima binti Sadruddin, as your moderator for today's forum. And next, I will introduce to all of you our panels that will be discussing and will come to a conclusion, which is Manglish a language? Alright, first of all, I would love to introduce my right side panels, which is the first one, Ms. Nur Izian Najat binti Muhammad Farid Wijidi, which is a linguist from British Council, Malaysia. And second panel is Nur Iraihan binti Muhammad Makarid Zaman, English teacher from Malay College, Kuala Kangsar. And next, from my left side, the third panel is Nur Aisyah Ain binti Zamri, which is lecturer from Language and Linguistic from UIA. And the last panel from my left side is Nur Fatina Atira binti Abdul Razak, which is a lecturer of Phonetic and Phonology from UNIZA. Alright, so I assume that everyone is excited to hear the discussion of this topic, this forum. So I would love to ask our first panel, Ms. Izian or Ms. Najat? Anything. Okay, I would love to call Ms. Izian. Right. So actually, if what I know, Manglish is like a dialect that is very is commonly used by the Malaysian people, especially. So I would love to know, how did Manglish exist and how the Manglish was developed in Malaysia?
Okay, first of all, good morning, and thank you for all the audience that's willing to come to our forum today. Okay, as the moderator, I say thank you, moderator, once again because for the question. Okay, the question was how the Manglish was developed. Okay, Manglish is first of all, do you guys use Manglish? Yes. Yes. So we can say that as a Malaysian, it's just like a colloquial language, right? So Manglish is actually made up mainly from English words interspersed with elements from Malaysia's form languages and basically spoken by Malay, Chinese, and also Indian people. And also Manglish is also known as Bahasa Rojak. Okay. Based on P. Stephanie, a professor from University Malaya, she stated that Manglish is considered to be a less educated form of Malaysian English that is used highly informally by the locals, which has features of pidgin and also Creole. Manglish is also been a form of English that largely follows the standard rules of English grammar, but with same local characteristics. We can also say that Manglish is a pidgin that does not follow the grammatical rules and structure of English. Malaysian Manglish, however, tend to refer to the colloquialism used by those taught in English medium school. As I mentioned before, that English is an official dialect. And it is obviously it is discouraged to be used at the school because it's not official. Yes, and people who speak Manglish usually tend to translate directly from the phrase. For example, like I said, in Malaysia we say "tolong bukakan lampu," and they tend to translate it directly into the English from the Malay sentence to English sentence, which is "please open the light," because in Malay, bukakan is open in English, right? Okay, so they tend to make it more easier to what we call to make the sentence and to make the people able to understand it at instance. So that is Manglish. They tend to translate directly because they like, if we can say that, what we call broken English. Yes, because tend to directly, because they don't usually think of the pronunciation or the grammar or whatsoever. They just speak whatever they understand and tend people to understand there also. Okay, I think that is all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Izia. So what I can assume that how Manglish was developed is because the three main races that have in Malaysia, which is Malay, Chinese, and also Indian. So because of their mother tongue of these three races, so they tend to have something that
Easy for them to pronounce.
yes, easy for them to pronounce and directly translate into English. So next, I would love to ask to our second panels, Ms. Iraihan. So I would like, in your opinion, should Manglish be formalized, especially for Indonesia?
Good day everyone. So me as a teacher from MCKK, I would like to highlight that Manglish is not a standard language. It is a Creole language. It is basically spoken by illiterate Malaysian, since it is a mixture of the language from the main races from Malaysia, which is Malay, Chinese and Indians. So Manglish is basically Manglish is a mixture of all of those slang and dialects, and the grammar and punctuation is not correct at all. It is totally different from the standard English that we've been used. So, if we use Manglish in daily life, in informal situation, it might be considered as okay. But if we use in formal situation or in formal writing, it is not correct at all, isn't it?
So it means like informal education is not too good to use Manglish.
For the formal education, me as a teacher, I have to teach the people to use the correct English. According to official dictionary of unofficial English, Manglish, or you can also use as Malish, it's a glitches of changing English in Malaysia, since Malaysia has a lot of races. So this Manglish developed to be spoken in Malaysia. So if people nowadays have time to use Manglish to learn English in Manglish way, why don't they take the time to learn it in a proper way, which is the standard English? So I will strictly say that Manglish shouldn't be formalized. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Irahan. So from what the opinion that was given by Ms. Irahan, she said that Manglish shouldn't be formalized because we should use the standard English, because nowadays in government or private sector, standard English is the most important language to be used rather than Manglish, which is only being used in a formal way. So now I will proceed to our third panel, Ms. An. From what I know, that Malaysia and Singapore is a country that doesn't have much difference throughout the races. They also have Malay, Chinese, and Indians too. But can you list to us the similarities between Manglish and the colloquial Singapore, which is known as Singlish?
Okay, thank you to the moderator. Good morning to everyone. Okay, first of all, bear in mind that colloquial Malaysia English is a Creole, and while colloquial Singapore English is a language. So we all know that English is the first language in Singapore, right? But not in Malaysia. And we also know that Singapore was a part of Malaysia, and the previous panel also stated that the races in Singapore are same with Malaysian races, which are Chinese, Malay, and Indian. So that is how it affects their communication and the English language. Okay, for the similarities, according to Professor Dr. Stephanie Pillai, UM expert, the similarity includes the pronouns, which both Manglish and Singlish tends to drop the subject pronouns for the referential and dummy pronouns. Okay, for example, for the sentences "you are always late," we often heard that Singaporean and Malaysian use "always late." They drop the you are. So that is how they drop the subject pronouns. Next is both Manglish and Singlish also tend to add s to standard English irregular plurals for the noun phrase. Okay, for example, in the case of sheep, they tend to add s, so it becomes sheeps. Okay, so I think that's all I can give the similarities.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Ain. So from what I can say that Miss Ain says that the most important difference between Singlish and Manglish is Singapore make English language as their first language, as the main language, but not Malaysia. Malaysia as the second language. That's why Manglish dialect cannot be it's not in conclusion yet. It's like cannot be a language because it's a dialect that used in informal way. So next, I would love to ask you our last panel, Miss Martina. So to make us more clearer, and we could come into a conclusion that is Manglish a language. So I would love to ask, what are the effects of using Manglish in daily life or in certain contexts?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fatima Sarah. So, according to an article from the Star Online, in sociolinguistics, there are three terms that we have to acknowledge, which is acrolite, mesolite, and baselite. Does Ms. Najat know what I say about these three terms?
I won't say about it, but I would love to hear from you. Clearly.
Okay. So, actually, acrolite is a hard language with a proper grammar. Meanwhile, mesolite is a middle language with a grammar reduction. Manglish, which mostly Malaysian use, is a baselite language, which is a very low language with a lot of reduction in grammar and syntax. But Manglish is there are negative and positive effects of using Manglish. Manglish, usually Malaysians use Manglish to communicate to each other in their daily lives so that they can understand the words better, like Ms. Najat said. Because
Translate directly.
yeah, they translate it directly. Yeah. And usually the older generations, they tend to speak Manglish with the younger generations because they can understand it well. Because some of the older generations cannot speak English well. However, Manglish cannot be used in informal events. Manglish cannot be used in formal events, formal occasions, or even formal writings, because due to the matter of fact that Manglish is lack in grammar and syntax, so it cannot be used in academic purpose and international communication. What I mean with the grammar reduction and syntax in Manglish is because there are the missing verbs and they use a lot of verbs without conjugation, like Miss Aisha Ain said just now. Overall, it is okay to use Manglish. It is okay, but if they prioritize the usage of Manglish, they would not be able to learn the proper English well.
That's all. Feeling incomfortable.
Yes, I agree.
To use Manglish rather than to study English.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much, Miss Fatina. So I think I will conclude our forum today, and I think we also have come to a conclusion that Manglish is not a language, based on the discussion that we discussed now in this forum and the opinions from our panels. And I think I thanks to the panels for here to discuss on this topic. And now I will proceed to our question and answer session. If there anyone from this audience would love to ask a question, can raise your hand.
Alright, good morning all members. Thank you for choosing me to be asking the question. So, I am Irfan from Unisa. So my question is what are the main words that is usually used by the Malaysian people in Manglish context?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Irfan. Right. So I think what is Mr. Irfan is more lovely to Ms. Najat to answer it. So I think it's more to the examples that Malaysian people use Manglish. It's like
Thank you for the question. Okay, to answer your question. Okay, do you use Malay English? Use. Okay. Most commonly we hear that people tend to add the suffix at the sentence. For example, let's eat lah, disopani lah, kame. So the la, the me, the what? The law is the suffix. We call suffix for the English, right? So we can crystal clear see that most of it Malaysian people and also Chinese people, they tend to use this when they speak informally with their friends and also the others member. Okay, I hope that will answer your question. Thank you.
alright. Thank you very much, Ms. Najat. Is there any question from Ms. Gia?
I would like to ask, I think Ms. Najat could answer this. My name is Fatin Aisha. So I would like to ask if once English is recognized by the linguist as dialect of English language, but Manglish is not.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Aisha. Okay, so I think the question is more related to what Miss Ain has just now talked about, the dissimilarities between language and Singlish. So I would love Miss Ain to answer.
Alright, okay, thank you for the question. So about Singlish and Manglish, like I have said before, English is the first language in Singapore, but not in Malaysia. And English also widely used in Singapore in government and private sector, right? But for Manglish, it cannot be recognized because English is the second language in our country. We have Bahasa Melayu as our first language, right? So Manglish usually be used in informal context and not informal way. So I think that's the reason why Manglish could not be recognized by the linguists and not like Singlish. I think
That answer your question.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. So I think that is the end of our forum today.
So the conclusion is Manglish is not a language, but it is more to slang or dialect that is widely used by the Malaysian people, obviously.
Alright, so that's the conclusion that we made our panel. So I would love to say again that the conclusion that we have made in this forum is Manglish is not a language, but it's only a dialect in Malaysia. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you very much.